Good morning. Welcome to the fourth episode of 101 Stories from French Woods. I figured that before we go past the first season, I should tell you about the biggest scare that we ever had here at French Woods. Now, we've had things that have been wonderful. We've had tragedies happen in the 50 plus years that we've been around. But this was the very first year, and it really was the biggest scare we ever had. We had a bunk of little boys. They ranged in age from 8 to 9, and there were 9 of them, and they spent the entire summer talking about wanting to go on a sleep out. Well, I had really hesitated about sending them on a sleep out, but eventually they kept at it, and I gave in and allowed them to go. So we packed them up in their sleeping bags, and we brought them down to Paradise Falls, and they having a great time. They cooked dinner down there, and they went to sleep. And at 2 o'clock in the morning, the thunder and lightning started, and the rain poured down, and these poor little boys were out in the middle of the woods with nothing but their sleeping bags and their counselors, and it was so scary to me. I just figured, so I ran and I got into a van, and I got the head counselor, and he helped me in another van, and we raced on down towards the falls, only to find the bunk on the way back to camp, soaking wet, but on their way back. So we loaded them into the vans, brought them back to the bunks. It is now almost 3 o'clock in the morning, but I wasn't going to let these kids go to bed soaking wet and get sick. So I insisted that every one of them get into the shower. And they all marched into the showers, right? And I counted them as they went. And when I got to 8 and it stopped, I was horrified. We were missing a child. Oh my God, we were missing a child. So we got back into the van and ran back down to Paradise Falls, and went all the way to the falls and went through the woods to get there. And when we got there he was, sound asleep in the rain. Didn't bother him. He happened to be a bedwetter, so it didn't matter at all. And he just slept right through it. We picked him up, brought him back to camp, but that was the biggest scare we ever had, and that was our first year.